quickly, so I apologize for that.
No, absolutely.
All right, we have UCF head coach Sytia here, and she will go ahead and open up the floor to questions.
I mean, Coach, before we dive into the game, got to ask, it's senior night. What is it that you would have to say? I mean, you've already said plenty, I'm sure, to them, but what tribute would you pay to the seniors tonight here?
Man, I'm appreciative. You know, they chose UCF and to come here and lay it on the floor. So I could contribute that to the seniors. I'm happy that they chose UCF. Maya leaves with 2 degrees from UCF. She's been a steady player in her 2 years here, you know, and we have other seniors that we're proud of as well, and we just wish we could have got the W for them.
Coach, with that in mind, you know, going into it, you know, the first quarter, they kind of keyed in on Caitlin early, but then Layla stepped up, kept it close in that first quarter, and then the second quarter, it's kind of where I feel like is an element of the turnovers popping in that particular quarter. Would you say that was kind of a turning point in the game where you guys started to struggle earlier on, or?
In the first quarter?
The second quarter.
Second quarter, yeah. I tell you, boy, we start to figure out the third quarter, then the second quarter become an issue. But that's this team. You know, we just got to figure it out. Yeah, I would say turnovers were key. We ended up with 19. You know, that's tough to win a game with 19 turnovers. It's true.
So with Kansas's performance, what do you think was the biggest challenge for the Knights tonight in that regard?
What was our biggest challenge for tonight's?
Yeah.
I didn't think we got any offensive rhythm. I thought Kansas did a good job of, you know, keeping us off balance on our own ball screens. So we were challenged in our offensive rhythm. I think our bigs, we didn't get a good performance from our bigs tonight. And you're going to struggle when you go against a player like Jackson, who is a dominant post player, and we just didn't do a good job collectively in that area.
Coach, you mentioned, you know, the front court and they had Jackson and Papatopoulos. Like, that's a lot of mass and space that was in there that you guys were battling for sure. But you ended up winning the rebound battle on the stat sheet at the end of the game. Does that show an element of it being turned around, or was there improvement throughout the game dealing with that? What's kind of, you know, it's again dealing with that Big 12 size as you have been this season for the first time as a program?
Well, we signed a 6'8". Ooh, hallelujah, in the freshman class. So I knew that would be a struggle this year, not having the bigs. I thought Kai has showed really good moments in this season. She's been in and out. But Jackson, that was a big struggle with her. I think she ended up with 29 and 10.
Yeah, she had the dub, yeah.
I think her rebounds that she got were timely. It was when we were making runs, when we were trying to get back in it. You know, I know we out-rebound them by 2, but still, I just thought their rebounds were timely. And that's the biggest difference. Second chance points, they had 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's the ball game there. That's the ball game.
There was a lot of pressure, I want to say, the second half of the game. What was one of the advice that you gave to the team during one of those timeouts?
One was, hey, keep grinding, keep grinding. 2 was, let's try to take them off guard a little bit. We went to some 2-3 in a few timeouts just to try to, and we got a few stops there, but I thought we gave up 1 or 2 offensive rebounds in those possessions that were key. But that's what I kept talking to them about. Okay, let's try to throw them off here. Let's go show them different looks, and we just didn't do it. But hopefully we can learn from that.
Do you feel like there were elements, like they were kind of, it felt like, and it's funny, Coach Snyder said he was worried about you guys hitting that run and getting back, and you did close a gap sometime there in the game. And did you feel like when the opportunity to kind of try to hit that run in that stride, do you feel like there were times where the team got excited, maybe started trying to force things, or?
I don't think we necessarily tried to force things. I just don't think we hit shots that counted. I mean, I remember 2 or 1-3, Maya was wide open. Layla, you know, if we hit those shots, it's a different game. We could cut it to 6 on one of them, and it went in and out. And so I think that's just, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, the luck of the game. What we look forward to is, you know, our players getting in that rhythm and being able to hit those shots, and also too just being able to understand that moment is key as a player, and we'll get there as a program. We'll get players, and and our current players have to understand that.
I'm glad you mentioned Maya. I kind of had that same thought too of like, it's right here, just
It's right
sink
there.
it, So, but I guess the idea would be going into the final game of the season there in Houston, leading in the tournament. I mean, is an element of just finding that confidence, believing in that'll be there. Is that the kind of thing that you can use to build momentum into the tournament?
It really does. It really does. It builds momentum. And it's all your mindset. It's all your mindset. I've been in a lot of winning locker rooms as a player and as a coach. And it's just your mindset clicking at the right time. So Friday is the first day of March, and the madness begins.
We're approaching the championship very soon. Looking back at how the season has been going, how would you say the performance has changed from the start of the season to where we are right now?
Well, I think, of course, we started the season hot. But I think when you're in a Power 5 conference, when you're in a Big 12 conference, it's one of the best women's basketball conferences it is. That is a challenge. And we are not only in the conference, this is the first time that our university has been in a major conference. So, elevating our players to that level has just been a struggle for us. We were counting up as a staff. I mean, you lose at Kansas State by 2 points. I mean, that's 5 games we could have won in less than one possession. We're right there. You think about 5 more games to the season. It's a 17-game winning season. Our season looks different. And so that part has been a struggle, just getting in the Big 12 and getting adjusted to that. Being able to see, what to recruit and what you're going to play against each night, right? It's big. It's big. And so that's on us as a coaching staff. We'll make sure that we get those Big 12 level, like you said, Jackson being 6'6", those kind of players that come in and compete with a Jackson, and that just comes with time. But what I can say about this team is that we fight. We never give up. And that is, as a coach, you never want to get losing. You never want to get that in your head. But that is a game within the game, is that my kids continue to fight. I know a lot of programs would throw in the towel, and they don't. And I appreciate the players for that.
Coach, this will kind of close out your time here for the first season of Big 12, at least in the Edition Financial Arena space. Do you have a favorite game or a favorite moment? I'll say so far, but here on the home floor in particular, I mean, for me, the Auburn game might come to mind, but if there's one that you have that's a favorite that happened here in the first year in the Edition Financial Arena in the Big 12, is there one you have in mind?
Besides your tie, that's my favorite.
See, now Eric Lopez is going to be all, see, she talked about the tie, you win. But, is there a particular basketball moment?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's the Auburn game.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite. Played together as a team. We saw that we could play against an SEC program. And I was just excited about the way the players came out. And the crowd was good. And I look for more basketball like that to get us going.
Coach, let me follow that up with this. We mentioned growth being a theme. We've talked about it throughout the season. We've seen elements of it. I feel like I should call out H.O. Again, the foul trouble compared to the beginning of the year is just one example of how this team's improved. She's gotten that under control. What would you say is the biggest growth you've seen? I know there's still time to play, but what's the biggest growth you've seen for this large majority of the season?
Sure. I would say, again, what I mentioned earlier, the fight. That's just something you don't get. And so we're fighting. So that's the biggest growth I've seen. We are playing better. How do I say? We're playing, Power 5 basketball throughout the season. Last year we didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so my kids this season, just being able to continue to fight. That's been the biggest growth. Not saying that we didn't fight last year, but it's a different level, and that's just what it is. And so the Sytia fight has been the biggest growth. I just know there were times when we would have thrown in the towel, and we don't. Kansas is a great team. Brandon, you know, he's done a really good job with his program. And so to see our fight like that is the biggest growth.
All right, that was great.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. This season has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.